What would you call a country that gets the same person as its ruler for the third time? And that person happens to be the daughter of its founder. So technically, that country has been seeing a single family as its ruler since day one. This is anything but a democracy.
The public in your country wants to believe in the integrity of government, both in terms of respecting human rights, but also in terms of a fundamental integrity and honesty amongst public servants. We do not see that in your government.
Hasina is a tyrant playing comfortably as the Bangladeshi queen. Hasina abuses her power to silence her opposition. Hasina rigs elections by voter suppression.
Mahmoudur Rahman made a speech in Bangladesh. He's a former newspaper editor. He's been imprisoned by the government. His pro-opposition paper was shut down by the government. He recounted accurately Tulip Siddique's meeting with Channel 4 News, adding, "No journalist in Bangladesh has that kind of courage or backbone. Sheikh Hasina has crushed that backbone. That's the reality." That speech did it. Along with other harsh criticism of the Bangladesh government, within days Mr. Rahman faced 33 criminal cases in 29 different districts, sedition, defamation, and seeking £773 billion in damages. You heard it right, £773 billion. This is today's Bangladesh. There's no suggestion that Tulip Siddique is in any way connected to this. Indeed, she herself has recently criticised the arrest of another journalist in Bangladesh. A month ago, Mahmoudur Rahman went to court to get bail in one of the cases, and as he left, his car was attacked by government supporters, leaving Mr. Rahman clearly injured by the mob.
Her entire political career is scarred with horrifying news of suppression of freedom of speech. Bangladesh is not a free country.
The police specifically asked for help from these armed goons to combat unarmed students demanding safe roads. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Today I was in the street. There are people with machetes in their hands chasing unarmed students, and the police are standing by watching it happen.
You do not say these things in public in today's Bangladesh, and you certainly never, ever say this.
This has been going on for a very, very long time. It's an unelected government, so they do not really have a mandate to rule, but they've been clinging on by brute force. The looting of the banks, the gagging of the media. You mentioned just now that mobile internet is currently switched off. The extrajudicial killings, the disappearances, the need to get protection money at all levels, bribery at all levels, corruption in education. It's a never-ending list.
3 to 4 hours after giving that interview, his home was raided. He's now in prison.
30 plainclothes men arrived at the building where he lives. They introduced themselves as Detective Branch. They held the security guard back. They taped up the CCTV cameras. They took the hard disks out of the CCTV cameras. They then went upstairs and abducted my uncle.
The next day at his court appearance, he shouts, "I was beaten. They washed my blood-stained shirt and made me wear it again."
He was blindfolded, handcuffed, arms behind his back. He was then taken to Detective Branch, and in custody, whilst blindfolded, heavy objects were put on his head. He was punched in the face. He was threatened with waterboarding. They said that they would frame him for trafficking. They said that they would abduct my aunt, his wife. They accused him of being a Mossad agent.
She says the police said, "If you sign a statement saying you'll stay quiet, you can go." Shahidul Alam refused. The Bangladesh authorities deny that he was mistreated in custody.
Bangladesh was created by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in 1971, only to fall prey to the oppression of his one family rule. This one family rule has disallowed all codes of conduct that a democratic constitution must deliver to its masses.
It's very dangerous for Bangladeshis. I mean, the government appears to be going through people's Facebook accounts. Academics have been told in Bangladesh that they should not be making critical comments about what's going on. There's a whole range of human rights abuses. Journalists are also being attacked. So yeah, this is a very, very bad time in the country.
Bangladesh just saw another fake election that selected, not elected, Hasina as its leader. All at the cost of precious human lives of its activists and journalists. Bangladesh needs a revolution now to liberate the masses from the clutches of an evil empire.
People are very much attracted and they are coming here and they are, yes.
Well, Prime Minister, all of that is a threat right now.
You're not allowing me to finish my word.
I am allowing you, Prime Minister, but when you say we couldn't predict it, of course you could. This factory was shown on television the very night before. There were huge cracks in the walls. The owner said, oh no, this is just about the plaster. And the very next day, the factory collapsed. So it could have been predicted. Who does the blame fall on then?
Yes, you are very correct. From local administration.
If Bangladesh is to claim democracy, it must challenge this rigged election right now. Bangladesh must reject another enforced term of Hasina, that is to bring more extrajudicial killings and forced disappearances of its people.